Hello and welcome to Smaulgld's National Bank of Kazakhstan's gold reserve update for the month of September 2017. Kazakhstan moves into 17th place among gold holding nations, right up behind the United Kingdom. That's right, the National Bank of Kazakhstan passes the Bank of Lebanon to claim 17th place amongst gold holding nations. Kazakhstan added 4.6. The computer liked that announcement. Kazakhstan added 4.67 tons or 150,000 ounces of gold to reserves in September. Total gold reserves for Kazakhstan stood at 289.2633 tons or 9.3 million ounces at the end of September. Last year, Kazakhstan added 36.1989 tons or about 1.163 million ounces of gold to reserves. And through September, Kazakhstan has already added 32.041 tons of gold. We update Kazakhstan every month. At the end of the month, they give us not that month that passed, but the prior month that passed. So on October 31st, we got September's numbers. And November 30th, we will get October's numbers. And on December 31st, we will get November's numbers. So let's take a look at what Kazakhstan has been up to. They have added gold to the reserves now for 60 months in a row. That is a current record amongst gold holding nations. As we've seen, the People's Bank of China has stopped adding gold to her reserves for the last 12 months. Russia, while she normally adds a decent amount, there are months, if you look at the charts, where they'll take a breather. Maybe they'll take 2 months breather, then they'll come back and buy double the amount. But Kazakhstan has been slow and steady. Kazakhstan is a gold producer, so I suspect they're doing what the Russians are doing, which is buying from their own supply, which makes sense. You've got a local currency that's probably not doing that well. You can turn that local currency into gold just by purchasing your domestic mining supply. And so you can see they have added nearly 100 tons of gold since January 2015, when they were at 198 tons. They're at 289 now. They will probably pass the United Kingdom's 310 sometime next year. I think that would be, I would think, a national embarrassment for the United Kingdom, which used to be in the top 10, has now drifted down to 16 after their disastrous gold sales in the early 2000s under Brown, who later became, I believe, the prime minister. He was the finance minister at the time. So, National Bank of Kazakhstan has another 150,000 ounces to reserve. Where does that put her with her overall foreign reserves? Well, that's about 37.2% of overall reserves. She keeps up at this pace, adding gold. Maybe her gold reserves will be 40, 50% of overall reserves. That's a blessing. It's also a curse, because if you need the reserves for any reason to sell, you end up selling your gold. So you always want to have some good currency reserves, some short-term obligations or U.S. treasuries that you can sell first before you dip into your gold. But Kazakhstan, it's a small, it's not a small country, it's a very large country, but it has just 32 billion in reserves, and its gold holdings, it's a little less than 300 tons, are worth a little less than $12 billion. As I mentioned, that gives them about 37% of reserves in gold. But, compare that to Russian central bank. They only have 18% of their reserves in gold. They actually hold more U.S. treasuries than they do gold. And the People's Bank of China, for what they have on their balance sheet, those 1,842 tons or so are only worth about 78 billion, or just 2% of the People's Bank of China's gold reserves. So Kazakhstan is one of the emerging market countries that has much bigger percentage of gold as reserves. But here you can see Kazakhstan, they passed Austria, Spain, and Lebanon this year. They used to not be on this top 20 chart. They were in the top 30 chart. And things all go the way they've been going. They will pass the United Kingdom and Saudi Arabia. I have to update Venezuela. I know they just lost some gold in a swap with Deutsche Bank. They lost about 4 tons. They might have sold some more. I've got to check that number. They may be down to about 320, 330 at the moment. But Kazakhstan moving on up. 17th largest gold holding nation. That about does it. If you want to add gold or silver to your portfolio, you can buy from SD Bullion, BGSC, Gold and Eagle Coins, Money Metals Exchange. There are links below this BitChute, VidMe, or YouTube video, whichever you happen to be watching on. They are affiliate links. They are links that if you go to, you would get the same deal whether you visited them directly or through the Smaulgld links. The only difference is if you click on the Smaulgld links and you visit and buy from those links, Smaulgld will get a small commission. It's a marketing agreement between Smaulgld and the bullion dealers, and you can compare pricing and shipping at them. And again, it's not investment advice. Please do your own due diligence, your research, determine whether it makes sense for you to buy, how much to buy, how much not to buy, whether to buy at all. But if you're going to do so, and you've done that diligence, check out those links. Also, you can donate to Smaulgld via PayPal. You can become a patron. I got another patron. I think we have 11 patrons. Thank you very much to those 11 patrons. You donate a small amount each month to help keep the site going. Or you can donate via Bitcoin or Litecoin at the links below this video. Also, if you're interested in, I guess it's gambling, cryptocurrencies, again, not investment advice. You really need to think long and hard and do your research as to whether you want to do that. But if you do so, you can sign up with Coinbase, which is the largest exchange in the United States. And if you buy $100 worth of Bitcoin, they will credit your account with an extra $10 worth of Bitcoin. And if you do that through the links, Smaulgld will also get $10 worth of Bitcoin in his account. So please check those offers out. Also consider making a donation. And later in the week, we'll have Perth Mint gold and silver sales, which are pretty good. And we will have Indian gold and silver imports. We'll have Shanghai Gold Exchange withdrawals. We'll have the People's Bank of China's gold reserve update. Maybe they updated now that the party meetings, wherever they had, are over, and maybe they want to start adding gold to the reserves again. We shall see. Thanks for listening.